to the channel. I hope everyone is well. So today we are going to dive into natural versus assistance when it comes to dieting. Now, if you follow the channel for a while, you guys know that I was natural for 7 years, competed naturally twice, and got very, very lean in that process. With where I am right now, this is my first assisted diet. There are some things which are quite different to when I was natural, which I'm going to dive through in today's video. So we're gonna take you through a day, take you through the vlog, take you through a bit of the workout, and just break down things and sort of give you my personal insight to this, just so you can learn for yourself in terms of making these decisions or understanding your body more and what you can do to be the best version of yourself. So make sure you like, make sure you fucking subscribe, yeah? Too many people watching me, they ain't subscribed. Trying to get 50K by the end of the year. Let's make it happen. Let's fucking get into it. You cunt. Sorry, I can't say that. Right, just a quick one as I'm here. I'm doing high incline dumbbell press. Now, a lot of people press upright like this. Now, kicking up the dumbbells and having your shoulders pinned back like that, for me, is very uncomfortable. Like, my rotator cuffs are screaming at me. So, quick little tip, a high incline is just one notch down. So, we've got degrees on it. This is 60 degrees. That is a perfect setup in a much more natural way for my shoulders to press. When my elbows are here, rather than being here, like already it's pulling on my pec. Really, I need to work on my mobility, but the same rules apply. Much more comfortable position for me to press from, rather than being here. It's a little tip for you. It's not every day that we listen to drill. Sometimes we do listen to a little bit of JLS. What a fucking tune that is. I'm gonna do, I'll wait forever and a day for you. I wait up, wait up. Top set PB that. If I hit a PB today, listen to that, then you can fucking do anything. Is that natural?
Right, don't out me up there.
The secret to pressing, in my opinion, especially with dumbbells, is wear liquid chalk. Honestly, like brain, mind to hands, feels so much better. It's like a sense of security, right? So I always use liquid chalk on any of my presses because like there's nothing worse if I go for the set and it's totally fucked up because of my grip. So shout out the liquid chalk, get it from Amazon, so much easier. So first of all, let's really dive into natural versus assisted. So when it comes to dieting, as a natural, what we're really just solely focusing on here is your training, your nutrition, supplementation, and expenditure, cardio, step. Now, as a enhanced athlete, you obviously have more tools to play with. So obviously you are relying on more so performance enhancing drugs. So there are both pros and cons to this, as well as obviously training, nutrition, all the things that I just said. So there are definitely pros and cons to this whilst cutting. But obviously I'm going to dive into this video and explain sort of more so what we're looking into and how that's separated between my personal experiences so far. That was an upright row for you, wasn't it? You fucking shrug, yeah. You know, thank you, babe. So far everything has progressed in today's session, which is very good. And that leads on to the first point of, basically I'm in the gym anyway, so I may as well speak about it, and that's muscle retention and muscle or training performance, sorry. The biggest thing that I've noticed so far since dieting is I've lost a decent amount of weight and I've not seen any difference in training performance whatsoever, which is good, of course. The negatives, so there are some negatives to this. I think the first thing that I've noticed, obviously with being enhanced, is you can actually get stronger whilst dieting. And the reality of that and the negative of that is you're more gonna increase the chance of you getting injured. Like when I first went on cycle post-show, I was like dumbbell rowing like 70 kilos, which are like 150-pound dumbbells for Americans out there. And I was like 70 kilos. Now that put a huge amount of stress on my body, okay? And since I've been enhanced, I have had more problems injury-wise than what I have ever done before. My knee hurts, I have knee pain now. My elbows always flare up here and there. That's why I'm wearing elbow sleeves in this off season and now, because my elbows are so fucked from lifting heavier weights for the relevance of my body weight. I think it's important to remember that the relevance of the body weight matters, because if you're 70 kilos and you're pressing, let's say 70 kilo dumbbells, for example, that's a fucking huge amount of weight for your body to handle, right? Which then unfortunately applies a huge amount of stress. So as you get stronger as an enhanced athlete and you get leaner at the same time, just think about how much stress that is putting on your body. Is it worth it? Questionable. Now, obviously as a natural, the difference there is that obviously when you are dieting, typically when you're assisted, you have exogenous hormones coming into the play, right? So your testosterone is never gonna drop. So when I finished my 2022 prep, I did some blood work and my test was 4 nanomoles, which is like an equivalent to an 11-year-old child. Now, from a muscle retention and a strength retention aspect of things, that's not good at all. That's a recipe for disaster. The difference being assisted, obviously, is that when you're taking in exogenous hormone, you have a steady amount of hormones coming in, right? So the likelihood of you losing muscle whilst dieting is going to be a lot lower than what someone would be who's natural, okay? But the same rules apply, both assisted or natural. You train very hard. You put a lot of emphasis on your training volume, your recovery, all these things that we're going to cover in today's video. So just a little insight from my opinion in terms of what I've noticed so far. Probably the first time, and never really ever wore anything like this in the gym. And one thing that I really focused on over the last sort of 5 weeks of my recovery from porn, actually self-love and actually loving myself regardless of how I look and how I feel. Like, I've never really taken my top off like this in the gym. It used to give me huge amounts of anxiety because I never used to think I was big enough or I was caring about what other people think. And what that is that just problems within yourself, because at the end of the day, no one cares about what you really look like. They can comment on what you look like, they can say all these things, but no one goes home and sits there and thinks about it that much. They just say a few words and that's it. But this is the first time for me where I've actually loved myself regardless of how I look right now, you know, whether I'm big or whether I'm small, whether I look like I use steroids, whether I don't look like I use steroids, I don't care. And I'm really happy and really like loving myself right now.
Narvaza on the beat. Narvaza on the beat.
Good morning, everyone. My scale weight's gone up. Fuck off. Yeah, it's gone up. You know them ones where you've ticked every single box. You've ticked your training off, you've ticked your cardio off. Been doing more cardio the last week than what I've done in a year, and you've nailed your food, you're starting to get a little bit hungrier, sort of feeling the effects of the diet, and then your scale weight just goes up. Now, for me, one thing that is being quite challenging being assisted is acceptance of like how things are different when it comes to your scale weight, because when I was a natural, like all you simply would do is just focus on the scale weight, and scale weight needs to come down. However, when you are assisted, you need to not really care too much about the scale weight, and it's been very hard for me to actually see my physique change for the better. I look better, but my scale weight's gone up or stayed the same, and it's just recomped. It's very weird because I'm just obsessed about chasing sort of scale weight. So yeah, definitely a new thing to take into consideration, but either way, we're going to crack on with the day cardio this morning. I've got a few other bits we want to go through, meal prep, so let's get on. Cardio game checking in this morning. I am doing the Stairmaster at this current moment of time rather than the bike, because I noticed with the bike my piriformis plays up massively, like the compression I get in my lower back when being on a bike, and also my fucking gooch. I feel like I'm not going to get the boner again, you know, that's the issue. So for me, I want to get a boner, of course, and I don't want to fucking bang my piriformis and fucking have lower back pumps. So the Stairmaster's been great. The only issue with the Stairmaster is fucking hard. 30 seconds on this, my heart rate is up. But at 17 minutes right now, Vicky's killing it. Look, she's got her hands on. Take your hands off. No hands. No, I'm joking. It's not that deep. If you hold your hands on the machine, it isn't that deep, to be honest with you. It used to be a thing. Back in 2019, I used to sit there and slate people who are like leant over like this. And here's me now doing the exact same. How times change. Anyway, we're going to finish this off. We're going to do some stretching. We're going to dive into a little bit more about what I was talking about at the beginning of the video. 20 minutes. Done. I'm getting fitter, I noticed, because I started at level 8 on the Stairmaster on this, and now I'm at to level 9 for like 15 minutes worth. I start at level 8, kind of warm myself up, and then I go to level 9. So the unfortunate side of things is that when you do get leaner, your cardio has to be more challenging for you, because it takes a little bit of time to elevate that heart rate, which is a little bit annoying. I can't believe I used to do level 12 on this Stairmaster in 2019 for 35 minutes straight. I just had my head down and I would just go for it. That is absolutely stupid, by the way, because in that prep, it's on the YouTube channel. If you've never seen it before, go back. I look fucking shit, and I've burnt away all my muscle on my legs just by doing that. But I was obsessed about getting shredded, obsessed, and I did, to be fair. But for the sacrifice of muscle and how I felt 6 months after that, not worth it. So sometimes you've got to do those sort of things to learn, and that's why I massively advocate, you know, the things that I do now, because I've learned from my mistakes, and I don't want you guys making those mistakes if you do decide to be. Anyway, fucking waffling, not fucking that. Let's go do some stretching. Oh God, my legs shaking. Hello, Jay Slater, where are you? Oh my God. Sorry. So we started off the morning really well. Of course, we did our cardio, as you saw this morning, so 20 minutes there. I do that 5 times a week, so I do that through Monday through till Friday, and then Saturday and Sundays I have off. Saturday being a leg day for me, so I don't really want to do cardio before, obviously, my leg day. And then Sundays are complete days off. You know, I think it's really, really important to remember that actually you do need some time off. So Sundays, our like kind of family days we have at the moment. It doesn't mean that we just go completely off plan. It just means that we just really focus on doing something outside of the gym, which it isn't our usual sort of routine, if that makes sense. I think that balance is super, super important, because, you know, it does wear you down, bodybuilding, you know, when you're just doing that day in, day out and you have no sort of balance at all. it can be very difficult. Anyway, so moving on to one of the next points that I've sort of noticed with obviously being natural versus assisted, and that is your metabolism and your ability to lose fat whilst using assistance is greater for obvious reasons. We know that obviously PEDs has a sort of metabolic boost, which kind of enables you to, you know, lose body fat and retain muscle a lot better in that sort of sense. You probably see a lot of like guys on social media or YouTube channels that you follow, and they're assisted and they just eat like pure shit. And you're thinking, how the fuck are they getting lean whilst eating the shit food that they're eating? And there is a cutting edge to it, you know, I'll be totally honest with you there. Now, obviously, what we don't want to do is we don't want to promote shit eating, right? You know, you don't want to just go, well, mate, your boy's eating shit food, I better start eating shit food, right? You know, the health concerns whilst using PEDs are huge, right? If you're eating shit whilst taking PEDs, then you're increasing your chances of getting these potential side effects or long-term health issues, which you really want to try and avoid. So, you know, despite being assisted, I think it's super, super important. And as you saw from my full day of eating, I eat a lot of variety of foods, good quality foods, very little processed stuff, a variety of vegetables, many different colors, many different greens, many different fibers. I think it's super, super important to remember that, you know, either way, yes, you do have an advantage, but don't take the piss with that and actually just eat good quality foods. And everyone should be doing that. Like, I think bodybuilding is about actually the lifestyle itself. It's a healthy lifestyle. You want to try and make it as healthy as you can, right? Despite having that sort of cutting edge, regardless if you're assisted or natural, you should really think about obviously, you know, eating as cleanly as you can, and just think about also your long-term health. And that still applies to naturals as well, because, you know, yes, you have a cutting edge whilst being assisted, but you still have those health implications which are going to hugely impact what's going to happen in the future. So really, really important when it comes to that. And for me, throughout a diet, you know, where we are obviously eating less food, macro and micronutrition becomes even more important. So usually what I say to anyone who's dieting is that, you know, you need to be eating a good variety of foods. You know, you need to be making sure that you're giving your body the nutrition it needs to make sure that you are burning fat and retaining your muscle, which is super, super important. So, you know, I think what I've noticed is just my metabolism has slightly changed now whilst using PEDs. My ability to actually lose fat is a lot easier, and I never really had an issue whilst I was natural, but I certainly find it a little bit easier now than what I did before. I really hope you have enjoyed today's YouTube video. Comment down below, rope, if you've watched the whole thing. This is Diesel's, I hope this is Diesel's rope. I really hope you have enjoyed today's video. I really hope you've got a few things from it which you can take from my personal experience. And, you know, as always, I'm always going to sit here and be honest and tell you the pros, tell you the cons. And I think this channel's all about, like, okay, this is what I'm doing. Don't allow me to dictate decisions for you. Learn and make decisions for yourself, and that's what it's all about when it comes to this aspect of things. So I believe in the next vlog we're going to try, well, we're going down to London. I'm going to try my best, he says, to record a little bit, because I know a lot of you guys watching enjoyed the Thailand type sort of vlogs where we just go around and just film and just have a good time. So I know with my lifestyle and bodybuilding, I don't really do too much outside of that, so I'm going to really try and make an effort to just add a little bit of variety onto the channel, as well as obviously the usual routine and the usual things that I very much enjoy doing on a day-to-day sort of basis. So if you have liked this video, please drop a like. It really does help the channel grow. Subscribe if you're new. Like I said, we're trying to hit that 50k subscriber mark eventually at some point this year. And if there's anything you guys want to see, or anything that you guys can relate to, or any bits that you want to add from what I've said in today's check-in, then please do drop it down below. And as always, guys, I shall see you in the next one.